Well, alrighty, fellas. Good morning, good morning. How are we doing today? My name's Patrouski. Welcome back to our PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of news, tips, tricks, information, and what's happening inside the general PokeMMO community, upcoming events, and general discussion. Let's go ahead and jump into our daily updates. I'm gonna go ahead and start this timer though, so we're not wasting that. If you don't know, I'm currently doing a Streamathon. So I streamed for a little over 14 hours yesterday, and I am live again today after getting about 7 hours of sleep. And hopefully, we're gonna do 14 hours today. And then we might even have some time added for tomorrow on Tuesday. So we have quite a week ahead of us. If you want to extend the Streamathon, come check it out live on Twitch. All right, let's get into it. Shiny Wars, we all probably know at this point, there's been a lot of discussion, a lot of drama, some things, you know, revolving around this. Shiny Wars is coming up. We know that Shiny Wars, the dates, if you don't know, sign up is coming up on July 2nd. That's like 2 days from recording. Probably when you're watching this, it might be past or happening or like very soon. July 11th is the date. It's funny, I'm playing PokeMMO 11 hours a day right now, running back and forth, going for my Articuno encounter. People and I'm doing it early, you know. People are about to start doing this for Shiny War. I just wanted to do it ahead of time for fun, I guess. I don't know, man. So Shiny War is coming up. It is the Super Bowl of shiny hunting in PokeMMO. Very big deal. Next up, we have the July 6th Poliwhirl catch event. I've been saying over and over again, this is a very good catch event for Ironmen if you want to win RP. The reason being is a cute little, you know, Poliwhirl catch event. It's in Johto. It's at 11 a.m. ET on Sunday the 6th of July. And it's Poliwhirl, Poliwag, Psyduck. But the prize is a non-shiny Poliwhirl. As a main account, I would never do this event. I wouldn't recommend main accounts do this event. It's a non-shiny Pokemon. 6x31, sure, but like how useful is 6x31 Politoed could be cool. Could use it in raids. I think most people would rather just buy it than risk, you know, their time for something like a 6x31 Pokemon. I'm sorry, but I think that's the truth of it. So I think less main accounts will show up to this event, which gives Ironmen a really good shot to win that RP. Whenever there's less people at an event, it gives you a really good shot as an Ironman or whoever you are, right? To try to go for that other prize that's kind of underappreciated, underthought about, the 1,000 reward points. All right, so check that out, especially if you're an Ironman. Next up, some PvP news and some pretty big PvP news. If you don't know, every single month in PokeMMO PvP, every single month, Pokemon change tiers based on their usage, which is a massive deal. It rebalances the game every single month. I know a lot of PvP kid chads know this, but a lot of players don't. So Pokemon change tiers every single month, and here's what's happening this month. To UU from OU, this first one is insane. Darmanitan getting moved down to UU from OU. I don't have much UU experience. I almost zero UU experience. I'm excited but scared to see what this does. Darmanitan is an extremely powerful Pokemon. UU is a tier that is notoriously kind of full of a lot of tanky wall Pokemon, unfortunately. So if Darmanitan is what that tier needs to blast a hole through that wall, maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's a good thing to prevent, you know, stall or really tanky mons from shining. We can look over at the tier list. We see, you know, we see Salamence at the top, which is cool. We see Salamence at the very top. And then we see like Fortress, Blissey, tank Pokemon. Okay, Entei, cool. Hippo, tank Pokemon. Okay, Machamp is pretty cool. Machamp pretty based. Tentacruel, tank Pokemon. Porygon Z, cool. Bisharp, cool. Crobat. Okay, these are all pretty cool. Umbreon, Donphan, pretty tanky. It's honestly way more balanced than I expected. To be fair, less tank oriented. Usually there's like Bronzong and stuff like that as well, but Bronzong sometimes gets moved up to higher tiers. Bronzong might be at OU at the moment, but I'm hopeful for how Darmanitan performs in UU. If you're a UU player, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always appreciate that expert opinion being weighed in. And Polion down to UU, that Pokemon's been back and forth. It went up to UU for quite a bit after it got access to Roost. I want to say about a year or so back. We'll see what happens. Gastrodon, really unique, interesting Pokemon. Gastrodon can be really good on certain teams, but it needs to fit in properly. 3.3% usage going down to UU. Next up, to UU from NU, we have Cinccino. This is an interesting one. Loaded Dice Cinccino. I think Spidget's been playing a lot of this, and I wonder if he's like, you know, hyping it up. And it's cool to see, man. Cinccino Loaded Dice moving up to UU is very funny. I don't know if that'll last. It's a cool Pokemon, but I don't know if it's too strong for NU, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Now, this is a crazy one. To NU from UU. My, how the mighty have fallen. Jolteon is down to NU. That is insane. Jolteon was a pillar, a key component of the OU metagame in PokeMMO for a decade, and then it stuck around in OU for far longer than it should have. Jolteon's not been a very strong, very good Pokemon for a very long time, but it stuck around in OU simply because people love using Jolteon, and I think that upped its usage a lot, right? But then it eventually fell to UU, and it was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's probably where it belongs. But now it's down to NU. That is one of the greatest descents in PokeMMO that we've seen. The great Jolteon required HP Ice, 31 speed, Dragon Slayer Jolteon, all the way down to NU, because it's a weak. I mean, to be honest, it's a weak as shit Pokemon. I think I laughed about it. I was actually there's a video coming out somewhat soon, a randoms PvP video, where I'm an Aerodactyl facing down to Jolteon, and I'm literally just sitting here like, I'm not even gonna switch. I'm just gonna stay in as frail ass Aerodactyl, and I bet you I tank this super effective Thunderbolt from Jolteon. The Jolteon goes for Thunderbolt, does 94% damage. It's not even it just can't kill anything. Jolteon just doesn't do enough damage. It couldn't even kill a fucking Aerodactyl. And it's like a frail Pokemon. I'd have beef with Jolteon. Not a very powerful Pokemon, even though back in the day it was a threat. Doesn't do enough damage nowadays. So cool to see that happen. Jolteon now in NU. Hopefully it can have some success there. Rotom down to NU. Rotom is a very base form Rotom, very, very powerful. Has been back and forth between NU and U sets sometimes. Generally, I would say Rotom sits in NU. Usually it's in NU. So it's kind of back to its normal position. It's usually very good in NU though. Rotom base form usually very, very good in NU. So that's the daily PokeMMO news. I'm going to go ahead and jump into it. Apparently I have an alpha to go catch. So I'll see you guys with that over on the Ironman account. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys with any more information, good questions from Twitch chat, and just daily PokeMMO stuff. Let's jump into it. Here's someone asked a great question. Someone said, we're hunting for the legendary. We're talking about the odds of a Shlegendary and the whole Shlegendary situation. If you don't know, a Shlegendary is a shiny legendary. It's possible, but very, very rare. Very, very unlikely. I'd say about 3 of each. After about a year and a half of legendaries existing in PokeMMO, I would say about 3 of each Shlegendary exists. About 2 to 3 Articunos, from my knowledge, a handful of Zapdoses, about at least 2, maybe probably 3 are Heatrans at this point. It's hard to keep track because obviously the game's very international, so a bunch of different communities get them, so it's hard to keep track on who has what. It's just a guesstimation number. But someone asked, is the shiny rate for legendaries lower than the normal Pokemon shiny rate? And it actually is. The devs did confirm this. I don't know what it is. Obviously normal shiny rate's 1 in 30k. I would guess, have we confirmed any Shaman? No. That's one of the craziest things. Shaman is still the only Pokemon, I believe, in PokeMMO with no shiny currently in the game. And it's possible, but no one's gotten one. I think that's, yeah, which is crazy. Great question. But I'm gonna guesstimate, if I were a dev, this is a total guesstimation, please keep that in mind. I would guesstimate that it's around 1 in 10,000 instead of 1 in 30k for like this legendary when you find it, right? It's a 1 in 10k roll. It takes 20 hours to hunt 1 legendary. So if it's 1 in 10k, what's the math on that? 20 hours times 10,000 hunts. If that's the case, it would be every 200,000 hours spent hunting for a legendary, 1 shiny legendary appears. That might even be 1 in 10k might even be too high actually, which is crazy. But it's, I don't know, maybe it is though. I'm not sure. We're just guesstimating, obviously. But yeah, it'd be about 200,000 hours if I'm doing my math correct. Yeah, 200,000 hours collectively of the community shiny hunting or hunting for legendary to get 1 shot per shiny. That might be about right. I have no idea. We're just crunching numbers. I think it's an interesting idea to try to figure out, based on what we've seen, what the legendary rate is. Yeah, no, now chat's bringing up the discussion of secret shiny legendaries, and I don't think I've ever seen one. And it's weird because mathematically, we probably have at least 16 legendaries in the game. Maybe around that, maybe about that. Maybe we're just unlucky as a community a little bit so far. But we probably should be about on rate. If there's 3 of each, yeah, we probably should be about on rate for a legendary. I've never seen one personally. It doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. a secret shiny Shlegendary should happen 1 in every 16 Shlegendaries, right? And if there's like 9 roamings, we have about at least 2 of each. That's already 18 right there on top of like Heatrans and stuff like that. I can't imagine they would secret shiny lock legendaries. Like, what would be the point of that? I'm just thinking, I don't think there's a single secret shiny secret Shlegendary in the game. If someone got one, I think it would be the first, but I could be wrong. That's so interesting. I've never thought about that. I've never stopped and wondered about, oh, there's no secret Shlegendary in PokeMMO yet. Someone's got to be to get the first one, dude. Let's do it today, man. Why not? Dude, Chad is laughing at me for using the term Shlegendary. You guys, what do you guys even know about Shlalphendaries, man? What are you talking about? Shlegendary is the easy one. Shlalphendary is a shiny alpha legendary because Suicune has an alpha form. So technically, you can get a shiny alpha legendary Suicune. And we coined the term like a year or so ago when that released. That is a Shlalphendary. So there's Shlegendary for shiny legendary. There's Shlalphendary. I think those are the big ones. Those are the big ones in PokeMMO. Yeah, and there's also secret Shlalphendaries. Yo, that's genius. Yeah, what do you guys know about secret Shlalphendaries? Come on, get hip. This is another W for the Iron Man. Someone said most people when they're done with Phenos never touch them again. Yes, on a main account, 100%. On an Iron Man account, I actually might need to like turn the Pheno ping back on. Because yes, Phenos, they give you the mysterious gem clusters, and that's how you get the mysterious gems, the type gems in PokeMMO. And if you've played the Halloween event, you know that the ghost gem is actually meta for that for the pumpkin boss, right? So like having like ghost gems, grass gems, certain type gems, as well as it's how you change hidden power in Pokemon, the typing of Pokemon. So farming mysterious gem clusters on an Iron Man is really, really important. So a lot of Iron Men don't have the privilege of not ignoring Phenos, for the rest of their account. It's something you have to factor in. There's all these constant little alphas, Jimmy runs, Phenos, like things to go to. I have about 12 mysterious gem clusters, and I probably want to go ahead and try to start farming some more for sure. I don't know how many you get per thing, honestly. I can actually show you guys. So if I try to, I don't want to just go ahead and do it on accident and harvest it. Let me see. What's like a good, will this create, what's the ghost one? Spell tag? Here. So if I consume, here's the crafting menu. If I consume 1 mysterious gem cluster and 1 spell tag, it'll create 10 ghost gems for reference. That's how you kind of create them. It's a very weird little mechanic a lot of people don't ever see. Okay, wait, this is actually crazy. Someone asked, why does Blaziken suck in PvP? And I was like, wait a minute, like Blaziken's like pretty good in NU usually. I was like, oh, maybe it's up in UU, like maybe something's going on. Like, I'm curious why this guy thinks Blaziken sucks in NU. And then I go to the tier, 10% usage. It doesn't suck. It's still like a relevant Pokemon. 10% usage, 50% win rate. If you don't know, Blaziken was the top most used NU Pokemon for like 3 years. Like so long. And then he was like a top 3 Pokemon for so long, right? Blaziken was a huge meta Pokemon for years and years and years. It's just been power crept. It's just been power crept. Hitmontop, Arcanine, they're just better. And to be fair, Blaziken being at the top of the meta for so long was not great either. It was kind of like a band-aid solution. There were like no other good fighting types in NU, like at all, and there were like no good fire types. But now we have like Moltres, right? That's something. Now we have Arcanine, and now we have Hitmontop, obviously. We had like Hitmonchan back in the day, but Hitmonchan is like, I've never been a fan of Hitmonchan. Some people use it very successfully. It's mostly a rapid spinner, and then you like, I don't like Hitmonchan. I feel like it's too weak, doesn't do enough damage, too frail, too slow. Like, I don't like using it, but obviously it does decently well. So who am I? Scrafty has had some mild success. I like Scrafty, but Scrafty's actually pretty new to NU as well, to be fair. I don't think he was there back in the day. Yeah, Blaziken was top of the tier for so long, and we've just had Hitmontop, Arcanine, Druddigon. The NU's changed a lot, and that's not bad. It's not a bad thing. It has been power crept a lot, and I do think that's a bad thing to some extent. Power creep's gonna happen. You can't. It's inevitable. However, I'm gonna make the same argument again. Probably the number one thing that I've been pushing for in PokeMMO for the past 10 years is RU and PU. I don't talk about it very much anymore because I make the arguments and I move on, right? I'm not gonna talk about it every single day. That's too much. But I would love to see RU and PU in PokeMMO. If you don't know, RU and PU are extra tiers. It's rarely used and partially used, and it would go OU, UU, RU, NU, and PU. When you have more tiers in Pokemon, more Pokemon become viable. The more tiers you have, the more spread out the balancing is, and the more balanced the whole PvP ecosystem becomes, not just those tiers, right? So the more tiers, the more balanced things are, but also the more tiers, the more split amongst your player is, and the more spread your attention is. It's harder to balance that many tiers. It's hard to get that many players in queue for that many tiers. I've always advocated that, in my opinion, the good counter argument is it would make queue times too long. Very valid argument, very fair thing to consider. My counter argument to that has always been that if the tiers were more balanced, if PvP was more balanced, because I feel like OU is pretty well balanced for the most part these days, from what I hear. Not a PvP player. UU and NU struggle a lot, in my opinion. I have not played NU in a very long time. I used to be an NU specialist to some extent back in like 2013, 2015. I wasn't that good, but I really cared about it and researched a lot and played a lot back then. And I have no interest in modern day PvP because I don't feel like the lower tiers are balanced, personally. And I think if we had RU and PU, I think a lot more players, myself included, would start playing PvP again. I would play, if there was at least RU or PU, hopefully RU and PU, I would play so much more PvP. So much more. For reference, by the way, when Gen 5 came out, they added RU. They realized they made way too many Pokemon and there were way too few tiers. So in Gen 5, they added RU, which we don't have, right? And then in Gen 6, they realized there was still way too many Pokemon for too many tiers. So they added PU in back-to-back generations. They added new tiers because there was too many Pokemon in too little tiers. We're in Gen 5 with Gen 9 plus balancing and movesets. We still don't have extra tiers. I would really, 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 really love to see RU and PU in PokeMMO. That's a dream goal of mine one day. I have a quick question about Shiny War. If someone had the money, what is stopping them from breeding their current Shinies with a Shiny on the GTL to get a Shiny within the Shiny War time frame, or is that a strat? That is all egg Shinies or all Shinies in general are checked. This happened last year. All Shinies are checked manually by the devs of PokeMMO. It's the only thing that they involve their time on with the Shiny War event. Everything is manually checked, and they can see if it was rebred or see if it was. Do not rebreed any Shinies like that or do that during the event. You will get disqualified. Don't even try. Or like it won't count, and yeah, don't try to argue it. Like, yeah, do not. If you get an egg Shiny during Shiny War, please don't rebreed it up the IVs. Like, wait until the event is over, right? Yes, so that is, thankfully, they have to manually check all that, which is a pain in the butt, but they do thankfully manually check all that. So yeah, which is awesome. Okay, I'm actually not on the Iron Man account for a quick sec. A lot of people have been asking me what they should be investing in recently, and I've tried to echo the sentiment over and over again. I really don't recommend investing right now. It's quite literally the worst time to invest in things right now in PokeMMO. Event season is on the way. Just wait for that. I recommend, and not financial advice, please make your own decisions, okay? Selling investments. So I'm going to practice what I preach. And sell some stuff, because I think it's really, really worth right now to sell investments versus buying stuff personally. Now, because usually stuff like this, saying this might hurt my own ability to sell these things right now, but I want to give you guys the proper information. I'm sure these long-term are a great investment, but I think that they will also dip a little bit with the upcoming event. So that's my thought process. Let's see. We have 102 of them. I don't want to overlist too many and take too much of a listing fee. I think this is good. I'm gonna list this amount. That's 10 mil coming my way if those sell. They all sell. What else can I sell? I got Mysterious Ultra Balls, Pokeballs, Dust Balls. What are Dust Balls looking like? Dust Balls at about 60k or so. I'll sell a few of these. Not too many. 50,9996. Okay, that's about 2 mil coming in. Boom. Next up, these are just all mysterious balls as well. 2023 pokes, ultras. Let me go see what we're looking at. What else? What other investments do I have? How are anniversary chests looking? I try to buy and sell these whenever they're at good prices. Anniversary chests at like 50k a piece, but they're pretty. These sell pretty slow. I'll put 50 up for 50k. All of these were bought for around 20 to 30-ish. My favorite investment in Pokemon anniversary chests. Let's see what else. A lot of random stuff in my bag. Look at all the sealed product. When I say to make investments in PokeMMO, this is what I mean, right? Like, this is so... Xmas presents 2021. Are these worth that much? No. Some years have different vanities and stuff and aren't that amazing. 2018s. Usually these are like around 350. I don't think... Yeah, these have weirdly not done well over the past, the older ones, unfortunately. Lucky Reds. Lucky Reds 2025s. How are those doing? I don't remember what I bought these for. I'd have to go double check, to be fair. I can check my PokeMMO Hub really quick. I don't remember what I bought these for. I bought these for 46,000 Pokeyen per unit. Is what my log says. Yep. 46k. They're now 73k per. I'll list about 100 of these. 100. We'll do 73k would still be like the cheapest for the most part. That's 7.3 mil. Holy shit. I mean, easy math, but wow. Okay. Red envelopes, how are those? Let's see. That might be all I want to do for now. I have plenty more investments to sell later on in my career. I'm getting some capital flowing and selling off stuff little by little during good times in the market to sell, okay? That's what you want to do. So much of PokeMMO is just, like, long-term wealth is just slow, safe, correct decisions on sealed product. There we go. Stuff's already selling. By the way, you can see actually here. So that's it for today's little sell-off. Yeah, just to follow up on that last clip and to let people know, like, how did I know that I bought those Lucky Red envelopes for that price? I use a website called PokeMMO Hub just to track a small portion of my investments. And I strongly recommend, if you want to make investments and be, you know, develop Pokeyen wealth in PokeMMO, I really recommend tracking your investments. And if just one person doesn't know about this, check it out. PokeMMO Hub is amazing. As you can see, over the past, I invested in all of these in the recent Lunar New Year. This is all investments only made in the Lunar New Year event, by the way. So this was 4 months ago, back in February, right? In 4 months, I have gained 100% total gain. I have gained 75 million Pokeyen sitting on my ass, just spending money, you know? Investments are so crucial in PokeMMO. They're so crucial. They're so good. You want to build like proper, you have to do them. You have to be patient, and you have to know that they're long-term, and you have to not be, you know, they're not for everybody, don't get me wrong. But if you want to build long-term wealth, they're for everybody who wants that. But not everybody wants that in Pokemon. A lot of people want to just play Pokemon for fun and have fun. So, you know, I get it. This is fun for me. You know, keep that in mind. It depends on the kind of person you are. What's fun for you? This is on PokeMMO Hub. Just for, if one person doesn't know this web, if me showing this can teach one more person about it. PokeMMO Hub, GTL investments. You can check the market there. A really, really crucial tool for making money in PokeMMO. Chat, we have our very first Hello Fresh sub, dude. Shout out and thank you to whoever did it. That adds 60 minutes onto our timer. That'll put us up to 75 minutes of unadded time. We'll add at the end of today's stream. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it, man. I love HelloFresh. I've made some of the best meals I've ever cooked with HelloFresh. And I'm a decent cook. I'm okay. But HelloFresh really allows me and teaches me a lot of things. It allows me to go above and beyond. And really important to get some good meals cooked for my wife. I really enjoy that. So thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. 2 HelloFresh. Holy guacamole, boys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is 60 more. Is that 135 minutes? I have to add. It's 2 more hours on top of the current clock, boys. We'll add it at the end of stream. Okay, this is actually fucking crazy. I'm eating my dinner right now, so sorry if I'm no webcam. But, dude, this is from Iron Veggie again, who has a bunch of, like, 5x31 IV Pokemon on his Iron Man. He already has 3 Shinies on his Iron Man account. This is crazy. I'm really excited to see how many people like develop shiny collections and like all like submit things to like shiny ratings, get vanities. Like, the more time that passes, the closer people are going to get that are going to have their Iron Man account look like main accounts. And that's so fucking exciting to me. This is so cool. The 2x31 Tenta, dude, this is beautiful. Congratulations, man. 3 OT shinies already on the Iron is really impressive. All right, fellas, it is officially 7 p.m. ET, which means that legendaries officially rotate in 1 hour from this moment. This is our last chance, our last opportunity. What someone was saying earlier in chat, and I couldn't agree more, it would be very Patrouski luck to get the legendary encounter in the final hour of the opportunity to be able to do so. So let's see what happens. If I get Articuno at 7:55 p.m., I still get Articuno, and then I can hunt for Zapdos immediately after. I would be so down for that. All right, I am back from a nice needed stretch, a nice little 10-minute stretch. Make sure to get your stretch breaks every so often when playing this amount of hours of video games, okay? Took a nice little stretch, and now it's time to finally move on, okay? I have to head over to Unova and do my Jimmy run ASAP. The reason why it's 8 p.m. ET. Jimmy runs reset every 18 hours. That means if I do my Jimmy run right now, tomorrow at around 2:30, closer to like 3 p.m., I'll actually be able to do my Jimmy run again on stream and not get it too off schedule. If I delay my Jimmy run even more, I'm going to have to end up doing it like 6 p.m., and that's really late and awkward in the day. So I want to go ahead and get to do my Jimmy run now, and then after that, I'd love to do some EV training and get up some really cool competitive Pokemon that I'm working on, like this Careful Gliscor that I want to make into a competitive Pokemon. Especially now that I have that Poison Orb, the Toxic Orb, to use for my Catching Brillium as well. We could use a lot of really cool stuff here. The dream would be able to queue up some OU PvP and actually be competitive in that manner. And also finish preparing my Halloween Pumpkin boss fight team, which includes this Litwick, this Sandile, and then one of my Typhlosions, which are already nice and done from the Jimmy Run team. So let's go ahead and get to actually making some progress instead of just running back and forth in grass for 25 hours now that I've done over the past 2 days. Wow, that's insane to say out loud. Let's jump into it. Good eye, Joshua. Joshua said check gift shop. This will probably get moved over here whenever it like updates or whatever, but look at this. 4th of July patriotic top hat is in the gift shop for a limited time. I just realized, you want to know something really fucking funny? On a main account, this, you know, most people wouldn't normally go for this vanity. It's not a big deal. On an Iron Man account, getting these like seasonal limited time vanities is actually such a flex, because not only do you have to have the RP, but you can't get them on the GTL. You can't just like credit. You have to have like stockpiled the RP purposefully before it drops. That's really interesting. That actually makes those like a much more interesting, viable option to possibly consider when saving RP on the Iron Man account. That's very fucking cool. Dude, shout out to Rainer, who is either the current world record holder or like previous world record holder for the speed run for the Jimmy Run world record in PokeMMO. He's a world record holder for Jimmy running. And he also just won the OU PvP tournament of the day. And his team, he won the PvP OU tournament with a UU and below team. His team was Diglett, Mantine, Gastrodon, Moltres, Tangrowth, and Umbreon. That's fucking crazy, dude. What a wacky team. Congratulations, man. It is really hard to win a PvP tournament. That is really fucking impressive, man. Nice job. Pat would recommend Shiny War attendees save encounters for this month until Shiny War starts. I don't know if I know exactly what you mean by save encounters, but in my opinion, if you're looking to like do Shiny War, I wouldn't be like doing any shiny hunting right now. I would just be preparing personally. I would be like making eggs, buying fossils, trading things, selling investments, farming fossils if you want to, but probably not. Like, you probably want to make money and buy fossils. Obviously assuming not an Iron Man account. What else? A lot of things like that. I strongly recommend. So do all the prep you need, fossils, eggs. There's a lot of prep involved. Shiny charms, dinner statuses. Unironically, I know it sounds silly to some people, but not yet, because it's not until July 11th Shiny War starts. Meal prep a few days ahead of time to have meals. You know, you want to have nutrient-dense, healthy meals to eat while also playing video games for like 14 hours a day. You don't want to have to cook. Cooking dishes, waste of time. You want to prepare for that ahead of time, right? Also, take a break before Shiny Wars. If you're going to do Shiny Wars, I cannot recommend you enough. I do this every time there's a Shiny War. Don't make it so you prepare everything and have everything done to do with Shiny War prep like 2 to 3 days before Shiny War starts. Because the 2 to 3 days before Shiny War starts, you should not, in my opinion, do it whatever works best for you. But I don't allow myself to play any PokeMMO. 2 to 3 days before Shiny War, I allow myself 0 PokeMMO, and I just play Fallout, play Skyrim, play Minecraft, play other games, go outside, touch grass, hang out with friends, do things that you can't do during Shiny War. Don't shiny hunt, don't just hold in all that urge, hold in the fun of shunting and save it for Shiny War. So practice, prepare, unburn, I guess, if that, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of IRL prep, any caffeine you want to get, any healthy snacks, granola bars, trail mix. There's a lot that goes into a serious and competitive Shiny War. Good luck to you, man. I also wish you the best of luck. There's some luck that goes into it as well. Good luck to you. All right, fellas, I think it is time to call it for day 2. We made a lot of progress. I went back and I checked, and we started this stream at 16 hours and 25 minutes. So we're now at 2 hours and 14 minutes left. We have been live for over 14 hours. We did our promise, okay? Today's 14 hours hit me so much harder than yesterday's, man. I am not a young spring chicken anymore. I'm 27 years old, a ripe dust and bone, basically. It's been tough, but chat's been supportive. Things have been good. No legendary, no Articuno, but now they've rotated. We have chance for Zapdos and other things. We're getting a ton more actual, like, pragmatic, physical Iron Man progress flowing now, which feels amazing. So we're working on that. So that'll feel a lot better to actually get things done instead of running back and forth in grass for so long. We can finally go ahead and go call it, fellas. We do need to add our unadded time before we do that. So we have 275 minutes. We're going to take that divided by 60. That is 4.5 hours, 4 hours and 60 or whatever. So we're going to call that, what's 4 hours? 4 times 60. Don't laugh at me for using a calculator. I'm so tired. Can't do math right now. That's 240. It's going to leave us with 275. It's 35, right? I know that I should know this, and I would normally, I swear I'm just tired, okay? My math is pretty pitiful, but that's for other reasons. 213. So we're going to take 213, and we're going to add, what was it, 4 hours? 4 hours up to 6 hours, and then 35 minutes on top of it. We'll do 35 plus, we'll do 14 or 13, 48. 48. So tomorrow, I will see you guys bright and early for about 7 hours more of stream, and maybe it'll get extended even more. But for now, I bid you guys a farewell. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for contributing. Thank you for enjoying. Thank you for playing PokeMMO. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if not. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams like this Monday through Thursday. Not streams always like this, to be fair. Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord's down below, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, it supports streamathons like this and lots of fun content. YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal select Venmo donations, and HelloFresh subs all go an extremely long way. Have a great day, and keep pursuing your PokeMMO grinds and dreams and goals in a healthy, manageable way. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace, Reno. Good night. I need some sleep. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I wanted to take this time to say thank you to everyone who goes above and beyond and supports my channel. Your names are all listed here. You make it possible for me to make helpful and mildly entertaining content for the game that I love and make it available for free for everyone to enjoy. Thank you so much for allowing me to even be here.